Why do some marketing campaigns die, and where should you put your customers' money if they give you a budget in order to maximize return on investment? In this video, I want to talk to you about the customer product matrix, as well as where some marketing dollars, no matter how much you spend, will always go to die, and where you should be focusing your efforts, not only with your business, but also with your customers, and kind of go over some of the reasons why, no matter how much you spend on things like traffic or lead generation, they'll never, ever generate results, and to where you can focus your efforts in order to maximize return on investment for your customers and to make your customers absolutely love you and think that you're a marketing funnel rock star. Hey guys, Mike here from Sell Your Service. If you're a funnel builder, you should go ahead and subscribe because I produce new videos every single week helping funnel builders like you attract and close 5-figure clients. We've got some free training down below on how to find your first marketing funnel customer. But in the meantime, let's talk about the customer product matrix and where you should be investing your marketing budget as well as your customers and where they should be investing their budget. So why do some marketing campaigns just seem to die? It's quite a common question that I get asked from funnel builders, like how do I guarantee results for my customers? And the truth is you can never guarantee results, but you can focus your efforts on where you're most likely to generate return on investment. So I'm very picky with the type of clients that I work with, and it's not because I'm a snob and it's not because I think I'm above certain businesses. The reality is that some products and some businesses will never make money. If someone gives you 10 grand and you can either help them turn that into 20 grand or 100 grand, or take 10 grand and appear to lose 10 grand, you're gonna be the one who's blamed, when in actual fact, it could be that the business simply doesn't have the resources to use 10 grand. I often equate it a little bit to like the performance supplements and nutrition and like extra training and stuff. If you're a pro athlete and you're looking to shave like 1/10 of a second off your time, or you're just looking to increase your reps by a certain amount and you're already at a very high level, yeah, those kind of activities are really gonna help you. Those performance supplement nutritions are really gonna help. But if you're just starting out, you're not gonna notice the difference. And all too often, we work with businesses that are just starting out. So I wanna show you the product customer matrix that demonstrates exactly where you should be focusing your marketing efforts to start with. I think there's a huge misconception that like 10 grand is 10 grand or 25 grand is 25 grand or $1 million is $1 million. Not all marketing dollars work the same. If you take $1 million and pump it into a startup, you might not see returns from that for 5, 6, 7, 10 years. People forget that just because you spend a load of money on a project does not accelerate necessarily the results that they could get. It only accelerates the results that they're already getting. That's the really important point. You don't tend not to, with marketing dollars and like a budget, you tend not to create results, you tend to just accelerate results. Whereas if you took that $1 million and put it into a business that was already generating customers and already generating leads and was growing their business, you're gonna see a lot more return on investment. So I wanna highlight some of the areas using this customer product matrix. Make sure that you guys can see that, okay? So this here is the customer product matrix. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen this already. It's a very, very simple little quadrant area, okay? A bit like Gartner's magic quadrant, very, very simple. On the right here, we have current products and new products, okay? Super simple, current products and new products. And on the bottom, we have current customers and new customers. And they're divided into 4 areas of where essentially you're more likely to get ROI, and it takes less energy to generate ROI, and it's faster to generate ROI, and also you're more likely to see success. This bottom left area, selling current products to current customers, is the fastest way to generate return on investment. If you're working with a customer and they say to you, we've got a budget of 25 grand and we want to really kind of accelerate the amount of revenue we generate, maybe we want to, triple that investment or 10x that investment, we want to generate $250,000 in return. This is where you want to focus every single time. And specifically, there are kind of a few key areas that you want to work on. There's recurring revenue, which we're actually going to talk about in like a few kind of series later. There's what we call consumption, which is increasing the amount of products or consumption that your current customers have. Like Netflix, for example, they rely entirely on consumption. They do have a recurring revenue business model, but they also want to make sure that people keep using their products. Another one might be fuel, for example, is quite a good idea. It's quite a good example, which is gas for your car or fuel for your car. That's increasing consumption. There's also what we call high ticket, which is kind of like your 10x product. So if you sell a product for like $2,000, your high ticket product is $20,000. So it's 10xing the price that you want to have someone pay in order to work with you. And finally, there's also upselling and cross-selling, which is basically taking your product suites and product menagerie and moving customers throughout this process. This might sound obvious, but this is where you want to focus all of your marketing dollars, not just for your business, but for your customers as well. It's really easy to start talking about traffic and lead generation and selling new products and launching products, which is way overrated. The problem comes when customers approach you and they say, well, I don't have any customers. Or maybe as a marketing funnel builder, you're already thinking, but I don't have customers already to be able to sell, like upsell to or increase consumption to. And that's fine. I understand that that's very frustrating, but you want to focus exclusively on these 4 areas: increasing consumption, creating high ticket sales, upselling and cross-selling to other products, and creating some kind of recurring revenue based product. And we're going to talk about a few of these kind of in future videos. This here is where we do product launches, or what we call a relaunch. Now, a relaunch is where you take a product that currently exists, but maybe it's not doing as well, and you say to your current customer base, here, this is a product that you might be really interested in. It's sometimes called a marketing campaign, where you might take a product that already exists and just really push it, like create a load of new materials about it, sales campaigns, emails, ads, all this kind of stuff. So you're relaunching a product that already exists. A launch is where you put new products in front of your current customers. So relaunch kind of sits between the two because it might be a product that already exists. The idea is that if you spend money on the launch or a relaunch, it's going to take longer for you to see returns, because this here, you've already got a relationship with the customer. You've already built up some kind of relationship and repertoire with them. For you to say, oh, we have a product that helps you out every single month. We have a product that can massively increase your results. Or do you want some more? Or we've also got these products. That's 100 times easier. They already know you. Launching a new product means putting out a new opportunity or a new offer to them, which might be the first time they've seen it. With these ones, you're going to reach that kind of, you have to put the offer out in front of someone 8 times. So this here is what we call hyper profit. This quadrant here is the hyper profit quadrant. This here is what we call the launch quadrant. You want to start here. This is your most important area, and then move on to this area. Unless your customer has got a marketing campaign and automation and funnels and sales pages and all of that for a recurring revenue product, a high ticket product, increasing consumption and cross-selling across all their product suites, you don't focus about anything else. This also should show you the types of customers that you need to be going after. You need to work with customers that maybe have a high ticket product, but aren't getting enough people consuming it, or they don't have a recurring revenue product, because what you can do is help them build products and sell them to their current customers. And I guarantee you will see ROI way, way faster. Over here, we have what we do with current products and new customers. So this is what we call market acquisition. This is stuff like closing current prospects, so going through your current lead database and closing people who are in there that haven't yet bought. This is where you close your leads. This is where you launch products to leads as well. It's people who haven't bought from you. Maybe if you're building up an email list, or your customers have built up an email list over time, this is where you take your current product suite and push it over to them. This is fine. This is a fine area to be in, but typically it takes longer to see a return on investment because you have to build that relationship. Imagine up here, these customers have already got high affinity with you. They know who you are, they trust you, they like you, they've bought from you before, they've got a good reputation with you, and you're then putting a new product in front of them. You're saying, you've bought loads of apples from me, and now we've got a load of oranges. You know the quality of our apples, and now I want to push you this new product, which is our oranges. That's an easier sell than compared to, hey, you haven't bought anything from me. We have sold apples before to these customers. You also need these and you should also buy them from us. So this is where we look at stuff like lead generation, And this is where we look at things like closing. There's a little bit of like remarketing and adverts and stuff. This is an area where you want to think, okay, well, after we launch something and after we are successful at launching products and after we have relaunched products that have previously not been selling as well, we've nailed that and we've worked on all of these, then we want to start working on closing current customers, closing prospects, generating leads. And also there's a little bit of like conversion here to do with like leads to prospects, and as well as a little bit of traffic conversion. So this might be building up an audience on like Facebook or on YouTube. So you might want to build an audience and say, well, we're going to put out regular videos kind of like I do and increase that subscriber list. So this is building an email list. Again, this is just increasing the amount of time. It's not necessarily more expensive. Typically, cost runs this way and typically time runs this way. This is the fastest and cheapest method of generating revenue. This is a relatively cheap method, but it will take longer. This is a relatively fast method, but will typically cost more. And then finally, up here, we have what we call the graveyard. Now, the graveyard, bizarrely, is where most marketers spend their time. This is where we have things like traffic. We also have things like market research. Most businesses make the mistake of thinking that they need to launch a new product to a new customer. I don't know why they think this, but for some reason we value novelty and we value new, and we think, well, we need to create this new product and put it out to our current customers. I'm staggered at the amount of businesses that place way too much emphasis on building an entirely new product and seeking an entirely new audience. This combines market acquisition with a launch acquisition, or the launch quadrant. So you bring in these two parts together. It's extremely expensive. It takes a long time. And also, until you have done all these other activities and they're automated and they work and you have processes for them, you shouldn't even be looking at stuff like this. And in my coaching, the weekly coaching for Sell Your Service, that we go over this in way more detail, obviously, but the idea is this is areas like a little bit of converting traffic into audience and acquiring traffic. So this is cold traffic and warm traffic. It's your identifying new markets. It's market research. It's consultation. It's expensive and it will take a long time to get anywhere. If you focus your efforts here and make sure that you only work with customers who have the potential to do this here. You want to make sure they've got current customers. You want to make sure they've got current products. They want more sales. Don't think that you have to bring new products and new customers to them every single time. If you generate them an extra 10 grand a month, or an extra 100 grand a year, or whatever it is, through your marketing funnels, they won't care where that's coming from. If they think, yeah, we need new leads, we need new customers, we need fresh blood because we've done all of this, don't move into this area. Look at launching a new product to your current customers or relaunching a product that already exists to your current customers. This is often called as well changing the offer. For example, you might have a product called 50-minute weight loss, for example, and the offer is how to lose weight with just 50 minutes worth of exercise a week, and it doesn't work very well and no one seems to buy it. Instead, you change it, you turn it into a book, you call it the 5x5 work plan, how to lose weight by only working out, 5 minutes every hour or whatever you want to do it. You change the offer of the product. You don't necessarily change the product, you just change the offer. That's where you want to be working on next. Market acquisition is extremely important, generating traffic, attracting leads. We have found, this is also referrals. This is another place where you want to have a look. Referrals, which also kind of come into the launch area. Now my spelling's atrocious at the moment. Referrals, ref. Referrals are extremely powerful. In fact, sometimes we actually put referrals up here because it's kind of a launch campaign, but it can take a little bit longer to generate returns from referrals as opposed to selling current products to current customers. Have you ever seen this matrix before, the customer product matrix? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. Remember, I've got some free training down below on how to find your first marketing funnel customer, as well as a bunch of other stuff down in the description. If you are a funnel builder, go ahead and subscribe. It really helps me out as well. Clicking the like button to show me that this this was useful, and I'll keep producing video content like this. In the meantime, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I've actually probably got a couple of videos here either side of me talking through some of the other videos that I've got about how you shouldn't start with traffic. That's a huge problem of mine, where people think they need to work on traffic and you absolutely don't, as well as how to start building marketing funnels for customers. So if this video was useful, go ahead and check those two out. I think the bottom one is maybe a playlist. In the meantime, guys, thanks so much for checking it out and watching with me. I'll see you on the next video. Keep building those funnels.